You were talking about the players that have been at the World Cup having the rhythm and probably in better shape than the guys that stayed here. With the schedule, is the problem not the games now for those players, but it might be an issue in March and April when they've played so much football?
No, I'm concerned now. I'm not concerned in March, April. I'm more concerned now how we behave, how they are. So now every player has different managers and different competition. That's World Cup and restart what we are since a long time, and with the mind was away, and when we have immediately competition, important one tomorrow, and of course against Leeds, and the January schedule is so demanding, so as soon as possible I have to come back.
How difficult is it for you as a manager to
it's the first time
that quite quickly?
It's the first time in my career, so I don't know. I think all the managers the same, so I don't know behave. I play sometimes after holidays 3 training sessions, and play mainly Super Cups in Spain, for example. I remember they were the World Cup, or have late holidays arrive, and after 2-3 days we have Super Cup. And but they come fresh here, and they come, they know the routines and everything. And here now in the middle of the season, after World Cup, the good moments, bad moments, I don't know how they will come back. The weight, if they come back fit or they come back fat. So who is it?
Pep, as obviously Ben mentioned, the chief executives of both clubs have written to supporters to try and improve the atmosphere and behaviour around the games. On the touchline, it got a bit heated in October as well. Obviously, Jurgen got a one-match touchline ban. You got a bit heated at one point with the fourth official, Mike Dean. Do you feel that as managers an added responsibility just to watch your behaviour in this game as well?
Definitely. I was not sent off. This is my dream against Liverpool. So sooner or later it's going to happen. I encourage the referees to send off, to give quality my prestigious against them. So yeah, of course we want to behave good. Come on, the players, the managers, even the spectators. But sometimes emotions and many things happen, and the people cannot behave like a marble, like an ice cold when you are disallowed a goal when it's gold, and in this type of games and the biggest opponents you be okay, nothing happened. So always we will react in that way, but the respect for, I think, for the officials, for the rules, for the opponents, always, from my point of view, I talk of myself, on my behalf, all the time on my teams always was there. Absolutely. There are bad moments, bad reactions happen. That's why there are referees there to react and behave what they believe is correct.
Yeah. I mean, I know you'll always generally want to behave well. I just wonder on the back of what the clubs have been saying, whether in this game in particular, it's just extra important that there is an example set by the players.
As much as the clubs, they try to recreate or create a good environment. It just is a football game, like create what creating the emotions we have seen in the World Cup. We have seen Argentina right now in the streets and everywhere. There's not. Hopefully, but it doesn't matter. So you see that is amazing. So and you have to try, and everything you can build step by step with the clubs, with of course the press conference with the managers, players, and so on. So of course it's just a game, like make people happy, and happy when we lose, no more than that. So that's what we're going to try to do.
Hi, but the players who have been to the World Cup, is it also going to be hard for them to readjust mentally, because they've been in a very pressurised environment for 4 weeks? Some of them have, obviously Julian has come back a world champion, but others have had tough exits. Is it going to be hard for them, not just physically but mentally, to readjust?
I think they will be okay. My first feeling, they will be okay. So when I hear the World Cup was perfect in terms of they didn't feel the pressure, but not much. Like, if you play, I don't know, in England or in Italy, or Qatar was more calm. They told me I was not there, so they were more relaxed, and that's why I think they will be okay. Sooner or later they will be back. People have the ability to forget the good things, the bad things quick, and restart again. But in the same time, like I said with Jack, so I don't know. It's the first time we will see.
Hi, Pep. Sadly, Gabriel Jesus is going to be out for February, I think it is, and obviously he plays for Arsenal now, and they're 5 points ahead of you. Could that be an advantage to you, with Arsenal sort of losing one of their best players?
I'm so sorry for Gabriel.
Sure.
That's for sure. And I would prefer he could play immediately with Arsenal. So I don't know. Of course, he's an important player for them, like it was for us. I want an incredible speed of recovery. And instead to think about Arsenal, those 5 points behind, start to think about what you have to do to win tomorrow and Leeds and next game. So I'm so sorry for him, because I know how nice. I said many times, there's no one person in this club could speak badly about him. So, but he will be back. That's for sure.
Hi, Pat. How do you come to the decision about when players will come back after the World Cup? I noticed that the two England players at Liverpool are both back in training already and are in contention to play tomorrow night, but your England players aren't back yet. How do you come to that arrangement?
Well, we'll see. Like I've done with the guys that came back before. We'll see. We talk with them. I talk with them individually and how they feel, and start to training. And we'll see the training, how they behave, how they are, and after we take a decision. So this is the point.
So do you know when will your England, Portugal players and Ederson be back?
Ederson in a few days, and the other one.
The England players and
England tonight.
They're back.
This afternoon, yeah. This afternoon, the first day, you start with us. And Eddie, for a problem with the fly, I think come tomorrow or after tomorrow.
And the Portuguese players?
Portuguese today.
Today as well.
Portuguese, English players this afternoon. The other Spanish players and Nathan and Manu, they come back 3 days ago.
Yeah, hi Pep. Somebody mentioned before you had 16 players there. I think Liverpool only had 5 at the World Cup. Does that give them a little bit of an advantage, the fact that their players are fresh, or is it the other way around?
No, I don't know. But obviously they were together, more senior players together. But I don't know. We'll see. I prefer to say anything.
Hi Pep. Just picking up on Rob's point before about players returning from the World Cup and how they're going to be mentally. You've obviously got 2 back for a week now or so in Kevin and Ilkay. I'm just wondering how they've been, because they obviously had really disappointing tournaments from what they were expecting.
Yeah.
How have they been around the place? And I mean, Kevin played on Saturday like he was motivated to almost prove a point and sort of get it out of his system.
Okay.
How have they been?
My feeling is they are okay. My feeling is Bundo have an extra few more days. They asked me, and Kevin come back soon because the family was here. And they trained really well. So that's what I said to him. So I think maybe some players we need a little more time, maybe a little more tired, or maybe fatigue in March and April. But I'm not able to know it. So it's just to see today and see tomorrow and the next games, and we will see.
Good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.